Hi Capricorn Sun and Rising. This is a video for the transit of Jupiter through Pisces, which is occurring for a few months in 2021 and then more consistently in 2022. So as I record this in May of 2021, Jupiter has already gone into Pisces and will retrograde on June 20th and go back into Aquarius in late July. So it's going back into the sign before it. And then at the end of the year, in December, close to the end of December, I believe, it is going back into Pisces to just stay there for a certain length of time in 2022. For Capricorn Sun and Rising, this is occurring in your third house. Your third house is the house of communication and the house of teaching, learning, the self-expression that involves the mind. It's the house of the mind. And just in general, when a planet like Jupiter, which is known in Vedic astrology as a benefic planet, which means that it blesses people's lives. Your ruler, Saturn, is known as a malefic, which means in Vedic astrology, I don't know if they say, oh, that's bad, but at least we could say that it's more challenging. Jupiter is like Santa Claus. So it's like Jupiter, think about Santa Claus. Well, I guess Santa Claus does sometimes give, does Santa Claus give the lumps of coal? I don't know. But anyway, this gift giver, okay? And that's what Jupiter represents. And so we look at these blessings, these opportunities, the growth, because Jupiter is associated with expansion, and we apply it to this house, the third house. And for Capricorns, especially if you have Mercury in Capricorn, you may have a rather pessimistic mind. You may be the kind of person that believes that people need to deal in reality and stop all of this nonsense, pie in the sky nonsense. And Jupiter is totally pie in the sky. It's like house of pies in the sky. That's how much it's, in the sky. It's very much about like dreaming big. So this is going to rub off on you, and that is a good thing, because there's nothing better than getting a combination of the Capricorn pragmatic, wants to see results individual, and this very positive thinking energy coming into your life. Because I do believe in the law of attraction. I don't know if, a lot of you follow it or believe in it, maybe because my sun is in Sagittarius. I don't know. But the point is that I certainly think that, at least in principle, that it does work. I'm not going to say that I am into it like somebody's into a cult by any stretch of the imagination. I just like the idea of it. And so if you have noticed, Capricorn, that you haven't been manifesting the way that you want to, you might want to check out something along those lines. It doesn't have to be Abraham Hicks, although that is the go-to when it comes to law of attraction. But there are other methods, other creators of content along those lines. So check that out, because this is the time to really get your positivity game in high gear. And it starts with the mind. It starts with your thoughts. So before I continue, I just want to give a shout out to cafeastrology.com, which I used to compile this list. So another thing that they mentioned, I find this funny. I wrote down good karma. I should have just put good karma with a C. But you could get a new car if you drive. I ride a bike. So it would be like a nice bike. But you might, if you want I don't know about a bigger car, but something that, you find is a step up in your life, if you're leveling up with your karma, you could find that you are gifted something, you get a good deal, whatever. You have the money to be able to afford a new car, because the third house is about transportation. So Jupiter can bless that for you. Speaking of transportation, travel opportunities may present themselves to you. Now, I think that I put down here, and I just questioned it because it's coming from myself. I said associated with learning, because it would stand to reason. This is the house of learning. So you could be like really finding yourself taking a lot of courses, maybe getting certified in things so that you have new skills, and that can benefit you professionally. And certainly with Capricorns, that's always at the back of your mind. How can I use this knowledge in a constructive way, especially to get ahead professionally? And this could be what happens is that you are getting these trainings and things of that nature. And so I was thinking, like, if there's any travel opportunities, that it could be also connected to that learning. And so if you are a student, you may want to travel abroad. You may want to study abroad, and you may want to study language. That might just be something that is very appealing to you, because you want to immerse yourself in this foreign culture so that you are forced to speak their language 24/7. If you're a writer, you have like a lot of flowing writing, maybe prolific. You're writing a lot, you have a lot more volume in your writing. I think though, if you're not a writer, you can find out that you have this talent and then utilize this. There can be help from the community, because the third house is your local area. So whether that means that you start like connecting with people more and finding a lot of pleasure there with your neighbors, with siblings, is connected to the third house. They said relatives, but from what I understand, I guess it makes it easier just to say relatives. But relatives include your parents, right? I mean, it's not just brothers and sisters or aunts and uncles, but those are the ones that I've heard are the third house: brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, and uncles. So, these kinds of people can be very, very instrumental in improving the nature of your life for various reasons. Also, and they on Cafe Astrology, they say gifts or opportunities. That's how they characterize it. So gifts, I mean, it's funny because I hesitate to use that word, because we always think of like financially, somebody getting some kind of a gift. But this is more, I think, some sort of benefit, although, financial assistance or whatever that you don't necessarily have to pay back. I guess that could possibly be what's going on. And, so also, I think I've said this, but more opportunities with communication and education. But there's an enjoyment factor in this too, like learning becomes very enjoyable. So for a Capricorn person that tends to be so into it for the application career-wise, this can be actually a great discovery that you love knowledge for the sake of knowledge. And that kind of thing is very beneficial to one's life as a whole, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it really enhances your life to experience that. Jupiter is the ruler of the ninth house of higher education. And I always, believed that university, college was for that purpose, first and foremost, was to really become a more enlightened person, more refined person by being exposed to higher ideas and ideals. And somehow, and I think that's what it was intended for, but somehow along the way it became this certification factory where it's like, okay, now you've got this degree and now you can go get a job. And those kinds of, when that happens, it gives people the idea that they should never take courses or even pursue a degree in something that isn't going to yield practical results. And, they always joke about liberal arts degree. Well, that's what I have, because I couldn't, find one area that I just wanted to study in exclusion of all else. So that, to me, there is something that is very satisfying, not just on an intellectual level, but just that sense of your highest human self by studying things that are giving you a certain dignity as a human being, and not necessarily leading to something you can exploit materially. So that can be something that you find out, and it can definitely enhance your life in that way. And like I said, so I don't know, did I say good news coming to you? You could just have communications, news that you receive can be of a more positive nature. And your own positive thinking can lead to a happier demeanor. I touched upon this earlier. And that attracts others to you. So that's what the law of attraction really is. It's like, if you improve your life, improve your thoughts, that it has a ripple effect. And well, they talk about energetically, but that is a ripple effect too. So then it becomes something where other people receive it and they give it back to you, and it just keeps flowing like that. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Capricorn. And if you would like me to look at your chart, I have a double reading that I've been promoting because it's a special price. But I have all kinds of readings. So if you click on the link below, you can find out more information. Take care. Bye.